Merry Christmas from all of us at CA Productions and Walton Entertainment. And remember, if you missed one of our programs on Channel 16, you can go to our YouTube channel, which is Creative Artist 01. We hope you've enjoyed watching our programs on Walton Entertainment.
Creative Artists can transfer your 8mm, Super 8mm, and 16mm films, as well as converting your VHS, CVHS, 8mm, and mini DV to DVD. Preserve your family's video history for the generations to come. Creative Artists, 1113 West Spring Street, Monroe, 770-267-7368.
Our tip from Walton Entertainment this Christmas is watch your trash, what you put in it. For instance, this person got a 32-inch TV for Christmas. Some crook or thief driving by could say, oh, I know where to hit and get me a 32-inch TV. Or it could be one of these new 60 or 65-inch TVs. So please don't put your box in your trash. Take it to recycling, and they will enjoy the cardboard that you're bringing to them, and you won't be advertising what you got for Christmas.
It is December the 11th, and we are so excited to be here in Social Circle today at Social Circle Home Center Archery. And they've done a great job with the Archery Center, as you can see from the video. We are excited to have our first ever ribbon cutting with the bow and arrow, so we're excited to see that, and you'll be able to see that shortly. But before we get too far into the program, I want to introduce Mayor Hal Dowley, the mayor of Social Circle, to say a few words.
I want to ask all of you to come down and visit Social Circle Ace at the Archery Center. Social Circle Ace has been an integral part of downtown Social Circle for, I know, at least 60 years, 55. And we're proud to have them in town. They are a big attraction, big business, building supply. And if you go in that store, it's like walking through a museum, so it's worth the trip. And there's a little candy in the back if you can find it. Also want to welcome Donald Pauls here too. He's revived Blue Willow Village, and we're proud of what you've done to help re-energize this area.
Thank you. We're proud to have everybody down here. Welcome to the Blue Willow community.
Thank you, sir.
Very good. Thank y'all very much. And Ted does serve on our Chamber Board of Directors, and we appreciate his service. They're a big supporter of the Chamber and the community, Social Circle and Walton County, so we appreciate y'all's support. I think Steve's going to tell us a little bit more about the Archery Center here and what you can do.
Okay. We've been here now for 4 weeks. We do beginner JOAD classes. JOAD stands for Junior Olympic Archery Development. We start classes every Saturday morning. From 9 till 10:30 is our beginner class. From noon until 2 is our intermediate. 3 to 5 is our advanced, and we have an elite team. It's a team that you have to qualify for that will be traveling around. We had one of our first events last week. We had 6 members of our elite team there, and all 6 of them made a podium finish. We're pretty proud of that. We do tournaments on Tuesdays and Thursday nights. We're probably fixing to start what we call a DARE tournament on maybe Wednesday nights. We do individual lessons and training, and it's just an extension of our archery shop over days.
Do you have to own your own bow to come to the lessons?
For the beginner and intermediate classes, you do not have to have. We will provide equipment.
Okay.
Once you get into the advanced, into the elite stages, yes.
And when you go compete, I know a lot of people are familiar with travel baseball. Is that a similar situation?
Very similar, yes, ma'am. We'll do USA Archery Style, which is your dot style shooting like this. We train for 3D competitions, training for hunting situations and all that.
Okay. And I know that y'all have a full archery department over at Social Circle Ace Home Center, or have y'all moved all that over here?
No, everything's staying at the
Everything's
Ace.
at the Home Center, okay. So if you don't already have your own bow, you can certainly go and purchase one from there.
Yes, ma'am.
And will there be regular hours for people to come and see this, or will you just be open when you're having the lessons?
The range will be open from noon until 9 o'clock, Monday through Friday. Like I say, Saturday, all day Saturday is the youth lessons. But as of right now, we're not full, so if you want to come in on Saturday and shoot, we can probably fit you in.
Okay, great. Anybody else here have any questions for us? No? Okay, well, congratulations to y'all. It looks great and great addition to Social Circle.
We're proud to
Walton
be here.
County.
Thank you.
All right, so now we all need to get out of the way, I think.
Good Friday afternoon. It is December the 12th, and we are here at J. Stone Intimates. And I'd like to introduce Jennifer and tell her welcome. We're excited to have her here in Monroe and a part of the chamber. And I think Miss Sadie here from the city would like to say a couple of words as well.
Well, we love it when people relocate to Monroe and start a business and try to do their dream. And so we're glad you're here. We're glad you've trying to do this, and we're excited to see it be successful. And we're glad to be in downtown. So thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Would you like to introduce some of your employees?
This is my store manager and sister-in-law, Candace, and this is my husband, Dustin.
Very good, very good. Well, as you can see through the back, she has a lot of stuff here, and you just want to tell us a little bit about the store and what all you have?
Sure, we're classified as a high-fashion women's intimate apparel boutique. We're carrying all your name brands, Panache, Affinitas, Elomi, and we carry all sizes from 30A to 44J and K. We also are doing complimentary bra fittings for all of our clients. And we'd love to have you come in. We also have a free coffee bar and a pinball machine for your other half. But come in and check us out.
Very good. And what are your store hours?
We are open Tuesday to Friday from 10 to 7 and on Saturday from 10 to 4. We're closed on Sundays and Mondays.
And address for people?
Address is actually 129 North Midland Avenue here in downtown Monroe. And our phone number is 678-884-0123.
Very good. All right. Well, I think that about covers it. So come down. And Christmas is right around the corner. You got some good gifts here. And come and shop and have fun with us. And again, we welcome you and we thank you. Ready to go cut the ribbon?
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce our sponsor. We could not have these luncheons without the sponsorship. And Windstream, you guys are always there for us, and we appreciate not just today, but everything you do for us all over the year. And Elin, we appreciate you guys and appreciate your sponsorship. I think you're gonna. Thank you very much, Al. Just one quick thing, Windstream is, we're very, very happy to be associated with Walton County and with the Walton County Chamber of Commerce. Introduce our speaker today, which everybody pretty much already knows him, Kevin Little. He's in his 4th term as chairman of the board of Walton County Commissioners, and he is serving as president of the Association of County Commissioners of Georgia, and also chairman of the Northeast Georgia Regional Commission. Kevin is a proud graduate of Monroe Area High School and a graduate of Georgia College and State University with a political science public administration degree. He and his wife Wendy have 4 children, and they live here in Monroe, in Walton County. In his spare time, he likes to coach baseball, basketball, as well as doing a little hunting with his family. And it don't take very long, just sitting up here with him. I've got to do this, I think, now for about the 4th year of sponsoring this particular one. We're very, very fortunate to have someone like this, because as our commissioner, sitting here with him just a little bit of time, there's no secret about how he feels about Walton County. He loves it, passionate. So with that, help me and welcome Kevin.
Thank you, Elin, and always. We appreciate what Windstream does, appreciate the chamber, appreciate all of you coming out. I do not have a speech wrote. This is just material in case I can't see way over there. As many of you, as Elin said, I'm in my 4th term. It's been an honor to be the chairman of Walton County. We've come a long way in the last 14 years, and couldn't be where we are today without the great teamwork that we have with all the cities and Board of Education all the constitutional officers and department heads of Walton County, we all work together for as a team to put Walton County first before we do anything. I've been traveling around the state for the last several months as president of ACCG. It's been an honor to do that. But boy, when you travel to these other counties and you go in or you travel into cities and towns and see just kind of the way Walton County was in the 90s is kind of the way I would put it. But you can see that there's grudges and there's things there that they're not working to promote their own counties. And so Walton County, I mean, I can pick up the phone, call Gary Hobbs, I can pick up the phone, call any mayor, Bill Jones, city managers, you know, it's just great to be able to do that. I call Mr. Nicholson out of George Walton and say, you know, I need to do so and so. Relationships and teamwork is very important. And if you don't believe it, just look at some of these counties that are not prospering and not getting ahead. When these prospects, Shane can't be here today, Shane Short, our economic development, because he is meeting with a prospect. And just if you don't believe the relationships and teamwork, when these companies and corporations, they know all about us long before they look at Walton County on the list. And they know whether we infight or whether we crazy with taxes or whether we don't like each other. And so it just means a lot. And so when you're promoting Walton County and everybody who is talking Walton County, Walton Proud, I think I talked about it last year, Walton Proud is one of the best things that's ever come up. Oconee used to kick our tails in education. No more do they kick our tails because it tells you what you can get in Walton County and everybody knows it. As Elon said, I love Walton County, born and raised here. I guess it's a good Lord let me out here someday. So very, very honored to be your chairman, and I'm going to talk a little bit about how we are standing here in the county. We have just completed our 7th year of having $20 million or more in fund balance. What that does is that helps us operate in case there's any kind of bad time or anything whatsoever. But also in the last 3 years, we gave back property tax. We rolled back the millage rate and gave property tax money back. Some of you may remember or not. I don't remember. I know I remember. Y'all may not. I told y'all when we were here and I just stayed in the county, but back in the bad times, I said, if y'all will all go along with us through this, we're not raising your taxes, but we kept the millage rate the same. I said, if we get out of it and start to prosper again, I'll give it back. And so I've been good to my word. I give you back 3 years. I say I, the Board of Commissioners of Walton County. It's not I. Sometimes I talk about I, and I'm sitting there and say team. And ain't no I in a team. So, but $20 million in fund balance. There are counties that touch us that's got single digits in their fund balance. I would be scared to death to be trying to lead some of those counties right now because you don't even have enough. And just not too long ago, another county that touched it couldn't even make payroll. And so we're well managed. As I talked about earlier, we all work really good together. And having a fund balance is something that's always been good to me, and it's nice to have when we're out presenting ourselves. Also, while I was talking about the fund balance, we are an A+ rating or Standard & Poor's. Very few counties in the state of Georgia are in the A range, and we are A+. So that would be as a very good standing, and we're honored to have that here in Walton County. These numbers, unless you're up close, you can't see. But basically, what this shows is the operating budget for Walton County. We have been around $46 million for the last 6 or 7 years. We've operated within the same dollar amount, give or take $500,000-600,000, maybe even $1 million. Last year it did boot up toward the end of the year. We had a $46 million budget, but we had to pass a couple of budget amendments, so it does show 48 up there. This year we're back at $46 million, and that was after we give you back about $1.3 million is what we give back to the property owners in Walton County. Something to be really proud of, that we've been able to keep the taxes low and maintain good quality workforce here in the county, and that's where I was bragging on the department heads and constitutional officers, because they're the ones that actually, we approve the money and then they spend it. They spend your money very wisely. This is a pie chart showing where your money is spent. About 65% of your dollars goes to public safety. So that's the Sheriff's Department, Fire Department, EMS, the courts, and the road department. And so maintaining your safety and trying to get you to and from is very important. And we've done a good job here in Walton County of spreading that tie around to where you can feel like your dollars are being spent wisely. Economic development is very important. As Leland said, I graduated from Walton County from Monroe Area High School in 1984. At that time, a lot of people was just wanting to get as far away from the county as you can. And when I didn't want to do that, but I had to go away for a while to college. And when I came back and actually was lucky enough to get elected, I want you to be able to work, live, and play. I was just talking with the chairman of Elbert County last week over in Athens in a meeting. And Elbert, when the rock mines and all have gone down, they're actually losing population. He said when they graduate from Elbert County High School, he said they go as far away from there as they can. And that's kind of sad, because I remember that in the 80s here in Walton County, and it's not happening here now. But Hitachi is one of we're proud to have them here in Walton County. And this is the new building that they expanded this year, and 250 jobs, Governor Deal, come down and dedication. So a lot of quality jobs here in Walton County. Baxter will be coming on soon, and a lot of, we talk a lot about the large corporations and the large businesses, but really and truly, it's you, the small business owner, because if we didn't have these, a lot of your businesses wouldn't be open and you wouldn't have them, but it's all a trickle down. And so if we got 250 new employees here, they're going to need insurance, they're going to need services and things like that you'll be able to provide from the private sector. And so that's something that we as Board of Commissioners and a team with the Economic Development and Chamber, we've been able to bring to Walton County. I don't throw off on any other government or anything, but I think it's been about 14 months or longer we've been trying to get this building. This is the old Angel Food Ministries building, and the federal government had money tied up in it. And Shane come in and was working really hard to try to get it, and they would not give him everything that he would need. They would say, okay, here's A. He would go get A, and he'd come back, and they'd say, okay, here's B. And they wouldn't like to give you a checklist A through G to be able to get it. And so we finally closed on it. What was that, last week? Well, I don't know, time flies. It may have been a week before that. But we now hold this building under the Development Authority of Walton County, and he's already got 3 prospects that's looking at it. And I would have figured shortly after the first of the year, this building will be full. And if you've been by there, it's been growed up lately. They're out there cleaning it up now, and it's going to be something. Big jobs for Walton County, and more tax base coming here. Coming with the times getting better. The last 3, maybe 4 years combined, we've not sold 169 single house together. And so all 3 of those years, and this year we've sold 169 single family dwelling permits. So that tells you a little bit that things are changing. When you're 3 times, maybe 4 times what it's been the last 3-4 years combined, then we're looking for better days ahead. Heart Creek Reservoir, something to be proud of. It was controversial in the late 80s, early 90s, but and then even in the early 2000s. I always told folks that it takes 2 things to live, and if you've been here, you've heard this from me before. It takes air and water, and I can't provide you with air, but we can provide you with water. You can't live without water. Walton County was at the mercy of somebody else. And so our forefathers, long before me, they had some good foresight and did some studies and found the location for a reservoir. And then Heart Creek is well underway. Dam is probably about 3/4 complete. Jimmy, is that right? And this is another one that we got to thank Governor Deal for, because we were probably 8 to 10 years off from being able to go forward with the construction of Heart Creek. But Governor Deal's water initiative, when he got elected the first time, he said we got to pool water in Georgia because we don't have any major tributaries, major water sources. And so he come through, and so we were able to get very low interest rate loans for the next 40 years to be able to provide water. And we've already had two prospects that's looking in the social circle area, not in the 4-county industrial park, but looking in the social circle area because of the fact that we're going to have this water source. We're in a partner with Oconee County. They're 28%, and we're the rest is Walton County. So it's something that we're going to be proud to have. To get an opportunity to go, it's well worth it. I don't have a picture of the bridge here, but it's 120 feet up, 1,000 feet, I believe. 750, that's right. I got all my numbers mixed up in my head. But what you do is you go down Mount Perrin Road, go down Highway 11, just past Meadows Funeral Home, turn left on Mount Perrin, go all the way to dead ends and turn left. And then the new road will be right out there. You go out over this bridge, and the picture on the left is taken from the bridge looking back at the dam. You'll be able to see that, and then you can look back the other way. Most of the water that's going to be covered water has been cleared now. And the picture on the right is the spillway they're continuing to work on. That's actually the main part of the dam. And when you get to the other end of the road, if you want to take a right and go to that road, Des, and take another right, then you'll be right down in front of the dam. That'll be Brown Shoals Road. It's something to see, to have here in Walton County and for years to come. People will think that's 50 years from now. I'm going to touch a little bit on probably the most critical need that's going to be coming up over the next, probably the rest of our lives. And I think Terry put it in your program, the population of Walton County. If you look and see where we've grown, 1970 to now 83,000, and they project us at 105 by 2020. I just want to tell you that whatever roads was here in 1970 are the roads that's here today. And since the people of the state in all but 3 regions didn't like the T-Splosh, didn't pass it, and when we were out promoting this thing, I said, the roads that you have today are the roads you're going to have for the next 10 years if they don't pass. Transportation is where I come from. I work with Georgia DOT, and then I work with the county here for a long time. And I am a road rage kind of person. and transportation, I know, I see Bruce is in here, they're going to have some tough decisions to make. I served on the committee for the House and Senate Transportation Committee for the governor this year. And it's going to take money. We need $1.5 billion just to begin to start moving Georgia. And it ain't there. It ain't there without a new money source. It ain't there. And this is Loganville, 78 and 81. If any of you up there anytime, which I know several of you are, 2 to 3 red lights to get through that intersection. Okay? Think about it. 5 to 10 years from now, how many red lights are you going to get? It's going to take you forever to try to get through that. And then this is the Kevin Little one. I don't know how the intersection right here has become the Kevin Little intersection. But a good friend of mine lives in Atlanta, and he said that he come back from a Georgia game, and it took him 45 minutes to get up through here, and he said he just stopped at Chick-fil-A to get him something to drink, and he said he heard my name 5 times. I have nothing to do with this. This is not the Kevin Little. There are organizations that I want to write the name for me, but this is not one. This design, what happens is actually I was going to Athens the other day. I had to have speaking engagements, and 78 Highway over in front of the mall was backed up about like this. I guess it was probably about 5 o'clock when I was over, and I wanted to put on Facebook like some of our friends do. They take pictures out here all the time and put them on there. I wanted to say, amazing, 4-lane highway, this bumper to bumper. You know, it all goes back to what I told you all a little bit ago. We're operating on the same roads that was from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And it's going to take money, folks. It's going to take money to change it. That's what it's going to take right here. We are right now in the process, state of Georgia, city of Monroe, and the county are in the process of putting an extra lane on this road that'll come up just past the guardrail if you're going west toward Conyers, and it'll be an extra lane all the way through to Tractor Supply. And that's the thing. You know, you can put red lights everywhere, you can put stop signs everywhere, but if you ain't got more lanes to move people, it ain't gonna happen. So whenever, if I don't, let me say what my next photo is. Yeah, I ain't ready to talk about that. The main thing that I want you to understand is I'm a Republican. I've been a Republican my whole life. When I was in 5th grade and Jimmy Carter and Gerald Ford was running, I didn't know much about politics, but my dad was for Gerald Ford and I was for Gerald Ford. And then people up there were saying, Jimmy Carter's from Georgia, why are you for Gerald Ford? I didn't know about.
Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of The Health Story. My name is Dee Dee Harris, the Executive Director of Walton Wellness, a nonprofit located here in Walton County dedicated to lifestyle-related chronic illness, or should I say the prevention of lifestyle-related chronic illness. And as you can see, standing here, of course, we are at that time of year and very near to that special day of Christmas. And each year I like to come and bring you just some little holiday tips, things that you probably already know, but maybe isn't in the forefront of your mind this time of year because we are also busy running around, buying gifts, getting prepared, making food, all of those kind of things, holiday parties. And that's some of the things I wanted to talk to you about. First of all, I always like to remind everybody this time of year, obviously it's flu season time, and along with flu season time, we also just have the crud, which everybody seems to get. And it may not be the flu, but it's just congestion. And then we have several viruses that often start this time of year too, as soon as the cold hits. So I always like to remind everybody to wash your hands. Number one defense to help prevent you from getting sick is washing your hands. And you just have to be very conscious of it. Washing your hands all throughout the day, not just after using the bathroom or before meals, but thinking about it on a regular basis. This time of year, we're doing a lot of shopping, we are opening doorknobs, all of that kind of stuff. We're really sharing a lot of germs. And so the more you can think about washing your hands throughout the day, the better off you are. It's such a simple thing, quick and easy, and doesn't cost, that we can do to help prevent us from ending up in the doctor's office during this time of year. If you have children or grandchildren, please remind them, make sure that they are washing their hands too, and remind them about the length of time washing their hands. The important thing is the rubbing of your hands together, more so than anything else. And you need to, they say, to try to sing the happy birthday song at least once through. And that's the length of time you should wash your hands. Now, we don't all get to singing the happy birthday song all the way through and wash our hands that long, but it is important to think about, really rubbing in your hands to try to keep those germs away. It will help your family, it will help your extended family and your friends as well. So, biggest thing I can say, if you don't get anything else out of what I talk about, wash your hands. So the next thing is obviously all of these wonderful foods that are around us this time of year, and it's just so tempting. And if we have been trying to lose weight or get healthier, if we're trying to watch our carbs or the sugar intake, then this time of year really tries to blow the bank for us. And it is hard to deny ourselves a lot of the goodies that just seem to be constantly around. So I want to encourage you to lighten up a little bit on yourself. I feel like, and from all the research, what it shows is that if you're too hard on yourself and you try to deny yourself any of the goodies during this time of year, then often that one party, that one family event, you end up just pigging out, making yourself sick, and actually doing a lot more harm than if you just use the same old tool of moderation. And just think about when you are at a holiday party, if there's a buffet of food, a buffet of desserts, think about just picking out the main things that you just really want to try and do bites of each. A lot of times our eyes are bigger than our stomach, and we often fill up our plates with stuff that really
we really could just get away with maybe a smaller portion that maybe 2 or 3 bites, and it would be just as satisfying to us than if we had a big heaping helping on our plate. So think about just doing the tastings at your holiday parties versus the servings, and then you can get a lot more variety of the food. You don't feel like you're denying yourself being able to take part in this fun festive goodies, and then you're also not going to end up totally blowing the bank, so to speak, later with just pigging out and eating way too much food. So that's my second thought when you're going through. Remember about your portion sizes and think about tastings instead of serving sizes. The other thing I like to bring up this time of year, as wonderful as it is and as much fun as we have, a lot of times this also can cause us stress. There's a lot of responsibility that's put on us to make a lot of different people happy, or what we think is to make a lot of different people happy. Decorating our house, doing our regular work, taking care of the kids, or taking care of our other family members. And so often Christmas, as wonderful as it is, can be a real stressor on our lives. And a lot of times that stress that we let build up inside of us actually makes us more vulnerable to getting sick during the holidays. We tend to get maybe a little less sleep. We are letting that stress kind of work on our bodies, and then that weakens our immune system, and so it does make us more susceptible to some of the germs that we're coming in contact with. So I want to encourage you to really think about not putting the stress on yourself. Now that is much easier said than done. That's easy for me to stand here and say, don't stress yourself out. But it really is important to think about the big picture and the really important things. If I don't bake that cake for that person, is that going to endanger that relationship? If I don't go all out and decorate my house like I do every single year, and maybe I slim down the decorations because I'm running short on time, is that really going to affect how much fun we have as a family? Or is that going to affect how much I appreciate this Christmas? So it's really important to talk to yourself a lot during this time of year and think about what we're doing so that we aren't overloading ourselves, because often we overload ourselves so much, and then when we are at the family gatherings or the parties with friends, we don't enjoy it as much because we're thinking about all the stuff that we actually need to be doing. So I want to encourage everyone to relax a little bit this Christmas season, to really think about what are the important things, what are the things that, yeah, maybe I would like to do, but I can leave them off. They're not going to affect the holidays. They're not going to make a difference in the fun that we have as a family together. And really think about those things of not stressing yourself out. Not only will it make you have a much better Christmas, but your friends and your family around you will appreciate it as well. Because one thing we don't realize is when we do put all of that stress on top of us, especially during the holidays, a lot of times we're not as much fun to be around. And our family would probably be the first ones to tell us that. So remember that. Remember, not only for yourself, but for your friends and family around you too, to try to really relax and have a good time and only do what you can and not feel guilty if you don't do everything. So my last tip in thinking about this holiday season is the other thing in regards to food that we often have is leftovers. Leftovers are wonderful, and especially for we moms who cook on a regular basis, we love leftovers because it gets us out of a couple of cooking times. But leftovers can also be very bad for us. It's really important that you think about after a big family meal or a party, if you have meats and things that do need to stay cold or hot, whichever one, that you don't leave them out for hours on end. Often we might have a Christmas lunch or something, and we may visit, open presents or something afterwards, and we leave that food out all day long. And then sometimes somebody ends up with a stomach ache at the end of the day, and a lot of times we don't realize it's because of leaving a lot of those leftovers out all day long and then picking at them. So in thinking about that, after you have your big meal, if you are planning on munching some more on what you've had for lunch, think about the things that need to be refrigerated and put them away. I know the kids hate this because they want to jump up from the table and go directly into wherever the presents are and start tearing open. So they do not want you to put away food because that's more waiting. But they will thank you later when they are not feeling very sick the night that Santa Claus is supposed to come. So I encourage you to think about your leftovers, think about your food, put them in the refrigerator. Not everything, if it's bread, stuff like that, not everything has to go back into the refrigerator, but it's important when you're talking about meat and dairy type stuff. So those are our basic tips for a good, healthy holiday season. And everyone at Walton Wellness does hope that you have a very wonderful, very healthy holiday season. And I'm sure we will be back before the new year and we could talk a little bit about those resolutions. So Merry Christmas to everyone who is watching, and thank you.
Hi there, I'm Emily Russell, Director of Marketing and Business Development at Clearview Regional Medical Center. Thank you so much for tuning in to join us today. As always, we have exciting things going on at Clearview. We have resources for the community, and today's just another day that we're going to be talking about one of those resources. As many of you all are aware of, with the advent of the Affordable Care Act over the past year, going into 2015, all Americans are going to be required to carry health insurance coverage. Now, while that might sound a little bit scary or a little bit daunting to some, the good news is that we have certified application counselors here at Clearview that can walk you through the entire process. The open enrollment period actually began on November the 15th and will carry over into February 15th. However, the caveat is that by January 1st, everyone is required to have active health insurance. So I have some questions about that. I'm sure that you have questions about that. Insurance is just one of those mind-boggling things that a lot of people don't really understand, and it can be a very daunting task, especially when you're thinking about the word required or mandated. So today we are lucky to have with us Miss Megan Fitzgerald. She is an eligibility screening specialist and a certified application counselor for the Healthcare Marketplace, which is the online exchange where you can purchase health insurance. So, Megan.
Yes.
Everyone's required to have health insurance.
If you make enough taxable income to file federal tax return, yes.
Okay, so anyone that files a tax return needs to have insurance.
Yes.
Okay, so first step for even getting started on this, if somebody wanted help going through it, what would they do?
You would contact a certified assistant. We will set up an appointment with you. Bring your social security number for yourself and for everyone in the household.
Okay.
Proof of income.
Okay.
Photo ID. And proof of citizenship if you are a legal resident.
Okay, very good. So basically your general identification information.
Correct.
Okay.
And proof of income.
And proof of income. Okay, so would that be a tax return from a previous year or?
I usually ask for our patients to bring in the tax return from the previous year and your last 2 pay stubs.
Okay, perfect. So they can bring in their pay stubs as well.
Correct.
To prove that they currently have income. Okay. Now, when they bring all of that information in, my guess is you probably just walk them through the process, ask them some different questions, talk to them about different insurance options. Now, the big kick with insurance is paying a premium.
Correct.
So are there different types of plans with different premiums?
There are several different plans. We will complete the application and submit it, review the eligibility. Any U.S. citizen or legal resident that it falls between 100 and 400% of the federal poverty level qualifies for a tax credit. And then some of those people also qualify for cost sharing. So those both assist in paying the premium.
Okay, very good. So a tax credit meaning that whatever they're paying in their monthly premium, that's taken off of their income tax.
You can choose to have that credit split up to apply towards 12 months of the premium. So
okay, very good. So there's some options to make it work for you. There's a way to kind of individualize it. Okay, excellent. So in order for somebody to find out whether or not they fall within that, what did you say, 100 to 400% of the federal poverty level, that's why they're needing to bring that proof of income then as well.
Right.
Okay, very good. So you actually have the screening tools to figure out whether or not they fall within those guidelines.
Right, and even if someone does not qualify for the marketplace, we still complete the application so that they can use it as an exemption on their tax return.
Okay, excellent, fantastic. So there's some non-scary parts to it as well.
Absolutely.
Now, as far as the penalty goes for not carrying insurance, how is the government going to know whether or not you have health insurance?
You have to actually complete, as far as I know, you have to complete it on your tax return. You'll get them that information.
Okay, great. So it'll just be an accountability system then when they're paying their taxes for 2015.
Correct.
Now, let's say that an individual enrolls after December the 15th. When will and when I say enroll, I mean goes through the application process and pays that first premium.
Okay.
If they do that after December 15th, but before January 1st, when will their plan become effective?
Okay. If you pay that premium by December, January 15th, your coverage will be effective February 1st of the following year.
Okay.
If you pay it by February 15th, it will be effective March 1st.
Okay, very good. So it's kind of like a rolling deadline then. So in order for someone to be eligible for coverage beginning January 1st and have no penalties against them, they would need to enroll and pay by December 15th.
December 15th.
Very good, which is quickly approaching. By the time this airs, it might be post December 15th. So you may be past the deadline, but that's okay. You can still sign up.
There's a few days left.
There's still a few days left, so you can definitely sign up. And the great thing that we want you to know here at Clearview is that you're not alone in this process. We're here to walk you through it, to take you step by step and just talk to you about your different options so that you can better understand what you're buying. I think a lot of individuals purchase health insurance and then don't really understand what their benefits are. Right. And I know from the hospital side, then they come to the hospital, say they need an MRI and it's going to cost them X amount of money, and they say, well, what does my insurance pay for? But they haven't met that deductible.
Right.
So it's kind of a confusing thing, and it's important to know not only about your monthly premiums, but about your co-pays when you're having doctor's visits, when you're having procedures done, anything like that. And then to also know about your deductibles and your out-of-pocket maximums.
Absolutely.
So,
and also what providers are within the network of that plan. A lot of people have primary care doctors they'd like to see, and we have to make sure they're covered under
that's a great point. So perhaps even when they're coming in for an appointment, they need to know who their provider of choice is and maybe who would be accepting whatever insurance that they're interested in.
We ask them all of that. Any certain physicians, any hospitals, of course, any regular treatment they receive, because that would determine which plan you pick. Absolutely.
Very good. Now, it is possible to go on to the marketplace online and complete the application yourself without help.
Absolutely.
It's a multi-step process, and it kind of walks you through it. It's pretty user-friendly. What is actually the website if people want to check it out?
It's www.healthcare.gov.
Okay, so healthcare.gov. Go online from home. You can check it out. I assume that you can even go through a little bit of the process without actually signing up for anything, just to look at your options. And that may be even something that you want to do. If you want to come in afterwards, after you've looked at those options, you can be a little bit better educated about what's out there. And that way, perhaps your visit with us will go a little bit faster. However, we can walk you through from A to Z. You do not have to worry about any of that. We can walk you through the entire process. And you don't have to buy on the spot. Is that correct?
Correct.
So after we show you all your insurance options and you choose the plan that's best for you, you don't have to pay during the same day. It's up to you.
And we don't actually accept the money. We will assist you in contacting the provider to pay that premium, but certified sisters here at the hospital do not accept them.
Okay, well that's actually good to know then, so that you're not coming and actually buying your insurance that day. It's then up to you to contact that provider.
Correct. And we'll write all that stuff down for you and all the documentation that you need to turn in. So.
Okay, fantastic. So, just another great service that we're offering here at Clearview Regional Medical Center. We just appreciate serving the Walton County community and all the citizens and the families. And with this mandated health insurance through the Affordable Care Act, we just want to be here to assist. Whatever we can do to help your life become easier when dealing with understanding all of the plans and the options is what we want to do and how we want to serve you. So we have Megan and a few of her colleagues that are here actually on site with us at the hospital. And you can contact them directly by calling 770 267-1733. And you can call and make an appointment to meet with any of them. They're here during sometimes even odd hours, so that if you work, we can see you after work 7 days a week. Very good. So we're here for you and to make that process a little bit easier for you as well. Additionally, there's additional information on our website at clearviewregionalmedicalcenter.com. You can read all about the information that we were talking about today, as well as get the contact information for Megan and her team with eligibility screening services. So as always, thank you for allowing Clearview to be your provider of choice. We hope that your choice is clear in choosing us as your healthcare provider in Walton County. And as always, if we can do anything to assist you with just about anything, but particularly with insurance signups, please let us know. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Good morning. Thank you for watching. I'm Dina Huff, Director for the Partnership for Families, Children, and Youth. I don't have a whole lot of information to share with you today. I would like to let you know that the partnership will not meet in December. We usually try to take the month of December off to allow people to volunteer and do other things in the community for the holiday season. Talking about events during December, the Empty Stocking Fund of Walton County, the application dates are over, of course. You should be receiving a letter in the mail if you applied and you were approved. You should receive that letter very, very soon. Distribution day is December 20th, and that is at the National Guard Armory in Monroe. And if you would like to volunteer to deliver boxes, we ask that all volunteers show up at 8 a.m. That is a very great opportunity for families to come together and do a good thing in the community, volunteer together, meet other families. So if you would like to volunteer, we are asking, myself and the other committee members are asking that you show up at the Armory at 8 o'clock ready to pick up your list and deliver those boxes. Again, the partnership is not meeting in December, but we will come back together in January, and we always meet the third Tuesday of the month. It seems like it's been forever since we've met, but the third Tuesday of the month, which is going to be January the 20th, and we meet at Felker Gym in Monroe. We always have wonderful speakers that bring some announcements and events that's going on in their place of business. So we ask that you come, gather information, share information. We do have a time for announcements that you're able to speak to the audience and let them know what you have going on. So everyone's invited. It's not a closed meeting. It's open to the community, and that's always at 8 o'clock in the morning. So with having said all that, I would like for I'm speaking for my staff and myself. I would like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Elaine Oakes, Director of Keep Walton Beautiful and the Walton County Recycling Center, joining you today with this week's edition of the Walton Waste Watcher Report. And as we approach the end of the year and the holiday season is upon us, I want to just give you a few simple tips for a clean and green holiday season. First of all, combine your shopping trips to save gas and prevent air pollution. Carpool with friends. Take reusable shopping bags whenever you can and reuse plastic bags. Buy toys and gifts that are durable. Be creative with wrapping your gifts. Sometimes you can find old scraps of cloth or even wallpaper, comic pages, maybe not so much anymore. I know so much of us have gone to electronic newspapers, but sometimes you can find comic pages that make cute wrapping paper. You can decorate your boxes with greenery and candy canes instead of ribbon, and you can make gift tags from old Christmas cards. Also, consider giving green gifts. Sometimes you might want to think about giving a plant or a tree, and you can also give gifts such as low-flow devices for showers and faucets, and edible gifts. We want to remind you to always include recycling and source reduction as you think about the holiday season, but as you go into the next year. We are going to be doing Christmas tree recycling, to bring one for the chipper program again, which has been popular for many years. We don't give out seedlings anymore, but we do still allow people to drop off their Christmas trees at our convenience centers around the county and at the main Walton County Recycling Center from December the 26th to January the 3rd. Then we will chip up the trees that we have and then use the mulch around county facilities. We don't get as much mulch as we used to because we don't get as many Christmas trees. A lot of people have gone to artificial trees, and that's fine, but we do not need you to bring your artificial tree and put it in our tree pile, because it will certainly cause a problem if it accidentally gets in to the equipment that is mulching the regular trees. So I want to wish everybody a very, very happy holiday season, very Merry Christmas, and enjoy your time with your family and friends. Stay healthy and stay safe. Thank you for joining me today.
Hello, this is Jody Johnson here with the Recreation Report. We want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. With that being said, our spring registration will start as you go back to school January 6th. You can go to one of our parks, either at Felker Park, Meridian Park, or down at South Walton Park to register for any of our spring activities. That's baseball and softball, track and field, or our soccer program. So be sure to go by one of the parks. You should be getting a flyer in the your students' folders that usually come out on Wednesday, so you should be getting a flyer with the registration information. You can also go to our website at waltoncountyga.gov, and it talks about our spring registration program. Cost of most of the sports is around $70. Some of the younger age groups is a little cheaper than that, and some of the younger soccer. And that provides your uniform and all the games. And again, we're looking for volunteers for all of our sports programs, so be sure when you go in to register, you ask about a volunteer form so we can get that on file and get you signed up for one of our programs. So remember, January 6th we'll be open usually from around 10 to 5 during the week. We stay open late usually on Thursdays, and then we have the weekend there for you to sign up. So be sure to go by our park, sign up for our program that starts January 6th, and then the games will start somewhere in February, March. We'll start playing our recreation baseball games. Our basketball season's underway. It's going very well. We have a little over 1,000 kids playing basketball this year, playing at all 5 of our gyms that we have in Walton County. The basketball season will take a little break here after the weekend, and we'll have a Christmas break, and then we'll start back around January 6th as well with our basketball program, and it'll run through the end of January. So about the time that basketball ends is when all our spring sports start. I also want to congratulate, as I said last time, some of our football all-star teams. We're going up to Dalton to play in the GRPA state tournament, and they all 3 did very well. Our 7- and 8-year-olds were beat by Bartow in the first game. Very, very close game. I believe they lost by 1 point, so congratulations to them. They represented us well. Our 9- and 10-year-olds did win their first game and played in the state championship, but lost that game. Again, it was a fairly close game. Got beat by the eventual state champions. Our 11 and 12-year-olds did win the state championship. In fact, they beat both teams very handily. They ended up beating Dalton or Whitfield County for the state championship, and I believe they won 34-6. So congratulations to Scott Head and Jeremy Kilburn with the coaches of that team. This is the same team that won the state championship last year, so we're very proud of this team. We'll be recognizing them at the next commissioners meeting coming up, I think January 7th. It's the first Tuesday after the new year. So congratulations to all of our all-star teams. We're very proud that you represented as well. And our next all-star sport will be basketball, that will compete in the GRPA state tournament here in early March. So again, get out to our fitness centers. I know January, all those resolutions are coming up. We have a great opportunity for you to get in shape before you make that big commitment to go to one of the larger gyms. come out and use our indoor walking track. It's always a comfortable, around 70 degrees. You can get in and walk, get on some of our novice equipment and get in shape. And we have a lot of good classes out there as well. We have some great instructors from doing some type of Zumba or dance classes. So get in and get fit. We also have our senior aerobics classes. Anyone 55 and older can come to that. Those things are at 10 o'clock, and they're usually at Felker or Meridian Park during the week. So it's a great place to fellowship and to exercise. We have a lot of great equipment and good opportunities for everyone to get in shape and stay fit here in Walton County. Whether you're a young child played in our programs or just want to get fit and utilize some of our fitness equipment. So a lot of great opportunities here at Walton County to recreate. So get on our website at waltoncountyga.gov, check out, see what we have to offer. And until next time, thank you very much and have a Merry, Merry Christmas.
Hey, thanks a lot for tuning in today. We're at Walton County Animal Control. We're going to show you some of the dogs and cats that are available for adoption here. Christmas is coming, so you might want to add a dog or a cat to your household. This is the great place to come and look for one. Our adoption fee is just $40. It includes the vaccine, the deworming, heartworm testing on some of the dogs, combo testing on some of the cats, a rabies voucher, a discounted spay-neuter. So just a whole lot included for that $40 adoption fee. You can maybe we won't get a dog or cat in that you like before the holidays, but you can make it kind of a holiday surprise anyway. Buy a collar and a leash, put it in a box, wrap it up, and then when the kids open it, tell them that after the Christmas rush, we're going to go as a family down to the shelter until we find the dog that suits the family the best. And they'll have not just the excitement on Christmas morning of finding that collar and leash, but excitement for the next week of trying to find the right dog for them and then bringing that pet home all together as a family. So it can be a real rewarding experience that'll play out for over several weeks and then for the life of that dog. So if you're considering a new pet, no need to go out and buy them. You'll see some of the great dogs and cats that we have here. We get purebreds, we get really cute mutts, we get big dogs, little dogs, everything in between. So consider your local animal shelter if you're looking for a new pet for the holidays. And now we're going to show you some of those pets that are here.
Today we got a male, not neutered yet, cat. He's probably about a year old. He has been tested for AIDS and leukemia, which he was negative. And he's also had his first shot and he was wormed. And he's ready to go. He is very sweet and loving.
All right, we have a year-old. She's a lab mix. She's already spayed. Her name is Blaze. She's already had her first shot, so she's ready to find a good home.
Hey, this is Zeke. He's a very handsome male chocolate lab. He's just probably about 2 or 3 years old. Really obedient dog. He's real gentle and everything, and he'll make a great home for a family with kids.
We got another male. His name is Mr. He's about a year old. He is very sweet and loving, and he has also had his first shot and wormed, and he is ready to go. He'd be a good Christmas present.
This is Nicholas. He's a little Chihuahua mix. You can see he's a really obedient little guy, very friendly. He's only about a year or two old, and if his owner doesn't come looking for him, he'll make a great home, maybe make a great Christmas present for some kids.
This is a male. Also, he is about 4 months old. He just came in today. He is very sweet, and he would be good for a Christmas present also. But he is sort of curious about everything that's going on, but he just came in today, but he's very sweet.
This is Abby. She's a mixed breed, like a shepherd mix. She's about a year old. She does have a free spay. She's not spayed yet, but whoever adopts her, the spay has already been paid for. And she's had her first shots, and she needs a good home, a good loving home. That's Abby.
Merry Christmas from all of us at CA Productions and Walton Entertainment. And remember, if you missed one of our programs on Channel 16, you can go to our YouTube channel, which is Creative Artist 01. We hope you've enjoyed watching our programs on Walton Entertainment.
Making it green is making sure the air in your home is healthy for your family to breathe. Make sure you test your home for the presence of radon. It's easy. To learn more, call 866-730-GREEN. Preserve your family's health and well-being. Get your home tested. Now that's living healthy and green.
Our tip from Walton Entertainment this Christmas is watch your trash, what you put in it. For instance, this person got a 32-inch TV for Christmas. Some crook or thief driving by could say, oh, I know where to hit and get me a 32-inch TV. Or it could be one of these new 60 or 65-inch TVs. So please don't put your box in your trash. Take it to recycling, and they will enjoy the cardboard that you're bringing to them, and you won't be advertising what you got for Christmas.